Wow, everyone. Today witness Red Lotus, a red superhero, with 2 sidekicks, ready to save the world. Even trapped, it still looks fabulous. Simon drives Royan on, thrilling us all. The big guy flips onto it like a ninja, spills the theft plan to Simon, and with Yuzu's cover, they send the big guy straight into the enemy cockpit. Then the big guy whipped out the gun Yuzu gave him, ready to kick open the door, but suddenly the enemy grabs him like, not today. Suddenly, Simon zooms in, catching the enemy off guard, then uses his head of steel to smash their arm, and pushes open the door like. Seeing the orc step aside, the big guy joyfully rushes into the cockpit, only to get coldly turned away by the sister. Right in front of her is a skull hero, making the fearless Kamina suddenly afraid, not of death, but of dying in a boring way. Just like this scene with the skull, becoming an unknown nobody truly gives you the chills. Hey, guess who? Under the big guy's strong banner, enemies go flying with just one kick. And then, with a sudden grab, he seizes Simon, rallying their utmost power for the final strike, and ultimately, the eldest brother names this fiery visage Red Lotus. The big guy believes that with his Red Lotus and Simon's Royan, they can conquer the world. That night, Kamina has a big task, throwing a proper memorial for the skeleton that awakened her. But when she spots the bracelet on the skeleton, the big guy freezes to see it's identical to her dad's pendant. The big guy digs down in a daze, spots a red cloak, and discovers her father collapsed at the village entrance. See the spirit of adventure. This can't be how I go. So fast. Old man, you've shattered my heart. In the morning, they decide to go hunting, and the big guy happily runs off to gather their haul, but spots a mysterious sword stuck there. Before he can react, arrows rain down like confetti, and the big guy immediately whips out his gun. Hears a bang. But he misses, just as a shadow pops up behind him. It's a nail-biting moment. Luckily, he manages to dodge, but faces a runaway Balaro, who doesn't look easy to handle. The big guy slowly pulls out a 50-meter-long sword, not for show, but because that sword is really that long. A cold light gleams. The opponent reacts super quickly, forcing him back with a combo. The big guy's sneak attack succeeds, cutting Balaro's face. Simon also arrives just in time to support, leaving Balaro surrounded by enemies. The big guy hops in his red face, takes a hit, but his spirit doesn't falter. See, definitely a rookie. With his awkward moves, he can't counter, and the opponent knocks his red face down. Simon rushes to help, but Balaro dodges his cannonballs like he's flying kites. Looking at the sunset, it's decided they'll fight again tomorrow, and Simon and the big guy will hunker down by digging. Simon feels defeated by the power gap, but Yuzu wants his shot, only for the big guy to firmly refuse. After yesterday's defeat, the big guy isn't discouraged and decides to give it another shot today, while Simon can't even start the Royan. Just then, a shadow swoops down from the sky. Yes, it's Balaro. Facing the enemy's firepower, Balaro is like an unkillable cockroach, utterly unfazed. The big guy gets kicked away, followed by a fancy dragon tail move that sends him soaring. The undeterred big guy gets back up, only to be knocked down again, still unfazed. Watching everything unfold, Simon feels the big guy's determination. He doesn't want to just stand by while he suffers. With unwavering belief, the dormant Royan finally roars back to life. Upon seeing Simon swiftly approaching, the big guy immediately gathers all his strength, preparing to unleash his ultimate move, while at the same time, Balaro initiates his fatal technique. But then an unexpected twist. The glowing copper chain easily counters Balaro's attack, and this is when it happens. The copper chain Royan has finally been born, fulfilling the big guy's wish, and they clash again. This time they stand the upper hand. With a punch, he knocks Balaro's helmet off and places it on his own head, even shredding his sword away. Unable to compete, Balaro uses smoke bombs, retreats. Everyone sighs in relief. The repair mechanic Lylon discovers the location of the orc base in the Red Lotus system. With this news, the big guy decides to he wants to break the cage and save those oppressed by the orcs, gathering everyone to head towards the orc base. But before long, they are confronted by Balaro again. This guy just won't quit. His overwhelming strength slams the Red Lotus Royan from sky to ground, leaving them in despair. Suddenly, a cannonball comes flying in, echoing with a boom. Everyone stares in shock as a massive mothership appears, completely leaving them speechless. The big guy knows this well. See, even though the enemy is strong, the words run away don't exist in his dictionary. He charges against the giant boulder with all his might, only to get severely pummeled. Simon shouts, pulling the big guy to the cliff, creating an opportunity. But it's just a delay of one day. The mountain will return by tomorrow, and on the way back, the big guy sees our faces. They are all strong mimics of him. Turns out the big guy's legend has spread all over the world.